I'm going to tell you the truth of how these big creators are achieving success and the things that I've learned from a $15,000 YouTube coaching program that I'm literally going to spill in this video for free. So if that's what you're ready for, the secrets that are separating you from those who are literally blowing up on YouTube right now, like me on this brand new channel, which I got 7,000 subscribers in 7 days, and also 5 million subscribers on my main channel Serum from long form content only, the principles I'm going to share with you in this video are exactly what you have been missing. The first 4 steps I'm going to share with you today are unconventional. People don't talk about it, and it's what's going on behind the scenes. First, you really need to understand who are you making your videos for? If you want to grow on YouTube, even the videos that seem so random, but they did so well, it's because they knew exactly who was going to watch the video, and different niches require different video styles, different editing. For example, even something that seems so random like Mr. Beast content or an ASMR channel, they understand why they're making a video and who is watching it for that specific reason. You're not creating content as a creator or an artist. You should think of it as a business owner, helping somebody solve a problem. Even if your video isn't teaching something, solving X, Y, and Z, the person who's doing an ASMR channel is still helping people solve a problem. Maybe they're listening to it to go to sleep. It doesn't matter what your niche is or what type of content you're making. All that matters is understanding why they would watch that specific type of content and then deliver that. If your video has a bad thumbnail, it makes it impossible for it to go viral. But the problem is you don't know how to make a good thumbnail, and it takes you forever to make multiple versions to A/B test. Now, imagine if there was a way to get viral thumbnails instantly made for you, where all you have to do is add the final touches. Well, there is. I got this thumbnail in just 2 minutes without even having to brainstorm the concept. It's all done with a tool called ViraThumb.com. I'll leave a link below for it. All you have to do is find a thumbnail in your niche that's performing well, then click on Use as Template, or simply paste the link of a specific video and click Extract. It works by utilizing AI to recreate proven to work thumbnail styles. Every thumbnail I make is based on a proven to work style because it's the best way to guarantee your video success. You can even add in highly customizable text, shapes, drawings, and images, which you can also remove the background from. ViraThumb.com isn't just a one-time hack to get a viral video. It's a tool you use every time you make a thumbnail, so you can get the most amount of views possible with the least amount of work. Take advantage of my exclusive discount code Belmont. Click the link in the description right now to claim this special promotion. You can't just think, oh, what do I want to talk about today, and record the video. You need to think, what does this person need to hear, and how do I put it in a package that's going to be very well received by them? When you start viewing your YouTube channel as an opportunity to solve other people's problems and meet their needs, then of course they're going to be flocking to you. They're going to feel like they owe you, and it's going to turn them into conversions or customers. Like here, I make videos on how to grow on YouTube. You clicked on it, and if you want to learn more, I have a link in the description for the best YouTube program in the world that I created, along with a free training. The second step, which is going to encompass all that YouTube jargon into one, simply understanding the market. Again, even if you're not selling a product, you're still in a specific market with your audience, and you still have a group that your content is classified under. You have to understand that. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of homework, but I promise it's going to be the best homework you've ever had, because it's going to change everything when you implement it for your YouTube channel. I want you to compile a list of the most successful channels in your niche, and not from 10 years ago. They have to have really well performing content in the past 2 years, right? They got to be relevant right now. And then I just want you to start studying them. Look at their thumbnails, look at their titles, look at their video structure, what topics did really well. Take note of their editing style, because that style is proven to work for this market. And look at their hooks. What are they doing to trap you in the first 5, 10, 30 seconds? Literally break down every little thing, even like the audio quality, right? What's acceptable, what's working in that niche. I want you to take note of all the common denominators. And of course, you don't have to perfect everything, like comparing yourself with a level 100 YouTube pro. I'm going to give you a little cheat code here. You want to write down the video ideas or take a little screenshot of their best performing videos, ideally ones that got a lot more views than the videos that were posted around it in a similar time frame on that same channel, because those videos might actually work for you if you replicate them. So noting these down are going to be really important. Then you're going to take all those titles, put them into ChatGPT, and tell it to point out all the similarities between all of those titles, and you're going to see a very common pattern. And even ask it to create like 5 different titles based on those titles that work. A lot of other advice you're going to get on titles and thumbnails are going to be very broad, and the more broad it is, the less likely it is to work for you. You want specialized help, and it works so well when you model the success of other channels that are successful in your niche, because different niches are going to have different things that work, and it's going to be so different, and you're going to be lost. The same advice that works for the self-help niche probably won't work for the photography niche, and those things might not work for the dog training niche. So it's super important to stay in your market, see what's working, and specifically look for videos that are currently being pushed by YouTube, not ones that got views a long time ago, and especially not videos that got all their views from search. You want videos that are being pushed out organically by the YouTube algorithm, not videos that people are searching for. That's the old way to get views. It's not good. We've all heard of SEO, or search engine optimization, where you rank up high when people search for a specific term on YouTube, but those days are long gone. You'll get a few recommendations at the very top, but then it's just flooded with a bunch of YouTube shorts, and then even below that, it's just a bunch of random videos that aren't related to what you search for. So you can't rely on search anymore. Having your videos pushed out by the YouTube algorithm onto the homepage is what you want. That is the gold standard. And that's how I grow every one of my channels. That's how I got 7,000 subscribers in a week on this brand new channel. YouTube pushes my videos on the homepage, and it's because I studied what was working in this market. And I did step number 3, which is use the proven blueprint plus your unique edge. This is truly the secret formula. And what do I mean by the proven blueprint? Well, this is like a game plan, almost a strategy. You figured out exactly who your ideal audience is, how you're going to help them, and which problems you're going to solve. And so far in this video, you've also figured out what the standard is for the videos that you're creating in the same space as all the other big people in this niche. You understand that that should be your basis, but you shouldn't be carbon copying titles and thumbnails exactly. You should be understanding why those worked, then infusing those mechanisms into your versions of the videos. This is essentially adding your own spin, and it's not just trying to set yourself apart, but what we really want to do is replicate successful videos from other channels in your niche. I teach YouTube, and I always tell my students that there's no competition, it's just confirmation. And if you see that other people are doing the same thing as you, or you're doing the same thing as them, it just confirms that there is a market of people who are willing to watch these videos, and they need help with that thing. So saturation, it's a lot better than you might think. I could get into market sophistication and how you have to stand out and make more outrageous claims as the market gets more saturated, but at the end of the day, don't be scared by saturation. A lot of people think it's a bad thing, but that just means there's a ton of people and there's an opportunity to get a ton of views. It's just a little bit harder to break into. And here's where you separate yourself from everyone else, which is your competitive advantage, or what makes you unique. There's only one of you with your specific experiences, specific demographics, everything that makes you is going to be completely unique. There's nobody else. So you don't need to worry about competition and what other people are doing, because nobody can do exactly what you're doing. There's 2 levels to this, and the first one is just you being you, right? That's what I've been talking about. Then the second level is more about the competitive advantage, which you have to earn in most cases. This is something that nobody else can replicate, or very few, and it's because it's hard to get, right? Like if you're super rich and you have a bunch of supercars and you make videos about them, like the Stradman, not very many people are going to be able to make videos on that, and he has no competition. So you want to combine what makes you, just your flair, with your competitive advantage, which a lot of people might not have. If you don't have one, try to get one. But really capitalize on what makes you unique just with who you are. I do a lot of hand motions. People hate it. I have vocal tonality. Maybe people hate that I talk so fast, but also a lot of people resonate with it and it works for them. And that's why I'm targeting those people, which they'll stick with me. And then other people in my niche who have a different style, they're going to stick with those people. So it's not about trying to capture everyone. It's about finding your people and keeping them. The things that so many people are going to hate are the same exact reasons that so many people are going to love you for. So understand that you want to show what makes you unique. Before I tell you the 4th thing, a quick mention to all creators. I just released the YouTube Growth Academy, the best YouTube program in the world that shows you the step-by-step guide to blow up your channel. Only 100 people can join, so secure your limited time spot right now where you get free bonuses like the blow up blueprint, which literally tells you exactly how to blow up on YouTube step by step. I highly recommend checking it out. This is the solution you've been looking for to grow your channel. So step number 4 might be the most cliche, but it's tried and true because it works. And that's to analyze your data. Once you started posting consistently, which I didn't even bother making a step, because I mean, when you're looking at your market, you're going to see how often they're posting, and the answer, just replicate how often they're posting. That really is the solution. Whenever in doubt, just go to a successful channel in your market or niche and just replicate what they're doing. If you think you could upload more, great, because a lot of times that's only a good thing. Uploading less intentionally typically is not a good idea. Now, after about 30 days of posting consistently, you should have a good amount of data to see what's working well. I mean, you have CTR and you have other metrics, but initially you only want to look at views. That's the most comprehensive metric that tells you the full story. Also, the retention graph is a great metric that even with a little bit amount of data, it still actually is straightforward. There's not too much noise separating the signal, so I highly recommend retention graph and views. That's the only thing you need to look at. After 30 days, you can really adjust and test things out. You never want to quit YouTube too early, so you always want to at least post 30 videos, I'd say. So for somebody who's uploading only once a week, I mean, that could be months. You really have to come into this as a scientist and somebody who's prepared to learn. If you think you're going to pop off and get 1 million views on your first video, you are sorely mistaken, although it does happen. But YouTube is all a mental game. I mean, dang, it is hard, because success on YouTube happens not at all then all at once. And if you've invested thousands of dollars into editing and hundreds of hours with no results, but you're just one video away, but then you quit, you'd never know that. So just stick with it and always make it work. If you want to set expectations for yourself, I challenge you to make what I call action goals. Action goals are the goals that are based around things that you can actually control. For example, I'm going to take an hour every week to focus on YouTube. But setting a goal like, oh, I'm going to get 100,000 views on this video, you can't control that directly. It's a little bit hard, like it has variables. So that's one of the goals you want to stay away from. Just see what happens and make your action goals easy to chop down, like week by week. This week in the first, I'm going to make a list of all the successful channels in my niche. The second week, I'm going to get a list of all the highest performing videos titles. The third week, I'm going to look at all the hooks and figure that out. The most important action goal to set up is just staying consistent, because when you do that, and as long as you're making incremental improvements every single video, you are pretty much inevitable to get results as long as your strategy is good. And if you're not currently acting on a good strategy, you need to be readjusting it, and you'll figure that out with enough data after giving it, a few weeks or a few months of trying it. So like I was saying, with 100,000 views on a video or 100,000 subscribers, that's an outcome goal, and it is good to set those too. You want to have action and outcome goals. That way, if you don't hit your outcome goal, you can at least be happy that you hit your action goal. So you're doing one of the two. Your action should be 90% of what takes up your headspace, and then the outcome should be 10%, mainly just to go back and gather data and figure out what to improve on, because we can control our actions. And that's the hardest thing about YouTube, because when you work a job, you're guaranteed a specific amount every month paycheck wise, and it's guaranteed as long as you show up and do your work. Whereas on YouTube, you can make a lot more, but there's no guarantee, right? And the guarantee is what changes everything. So to recap, first, get very clear on who your ideal viewer is. Second, really understand your market. Look at all the other big channels in your niche and replicate what's working for them. Third, identify exactly what's unique about you and capitalize on it. And of course, if you have a competitive advantage, use it. Fourth, make action and outcome goals, but really only focus on the action goals. And then the 10% emphasis on the outcome is just to gather data and see what you can improve on. When you have the right inputs, it's only a matter of time until you have the right outputs, which means views and subscribers. If you want to speed up this entire process so you can skip years of trial and error and basically guarantee your success on YouTube, click the link in the description for the YouTube Growth Academy. There's a limited amount of spots where you can work with me to grow your YouTube channel, grow your business, and of course, make more money. And don't miss this video on screen, because it shows you exactly how to start a channel from zero.